First of all, thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much, and I would like to particularly congratulate the organizers for the initiative and to bring us all together so we can exchange views at a time when the market is from many different points of view at a very critical point. Before I answer your question, I would like to say that the Hellenic Association of Photovoltaic Companies has to harmonize, has to adjust to harmonize with the European targets. The solar energy is the cheapest RIS by far, and also solar panel projects can be implemented very fast, which means that they can provide cheap energy also very fast. They are the most expedient solution for the provision of cheap energy. I think that by now we are at 7.7 megawatts, and we need to exceed 15 megawatts. The representative general said that according to studies, Greece could become the biggest exporter of RIS and generally energy in Europe, which means that talking about current needs actually has nothing to do with our plans for tomorrow. Especially when we should take into consideration parameters such as, for example, electric cars and the use of hydrogen. Let us first of all abide by the targets for 2030. To do that, we need first to comply with a number of conditions, the first one of which, and the most important, are the networks, the grids. We should, for example, be aware of which permits is ADMIE willing and prepared to grant, because investors, in order to be persuaded to give bank guarantees or to invest important sums, have to be let's say, relatively certain of what will be done. So ADMIE may be already aware of the strategy to follow, but the market should be made aware of it also. This said, we should not distinguish between investors and give a priority to a certain category to the detriment of others. We should welcome all kinds of investors, small investors, medium investors, foreign investors, domestic investors. And local communities, local authorities, and especially local authorities that are not very knowledgeable and are scared of the unknown, because we are all scared of the unknown, should be made aware that there are no excuses for them not knowing exactly what the stakes are and why the government is forced to take a number of decisions. we are talking about a climatic crisis, an environmental crisis. And we need to take measures and take decisions in view of that crisis. So we have to speed up the processes and procedures. Local communities and local authorities have to assist us in that. Naturally, we need to lend a willing ear to their problems, but they should not create horizontal hurdles to stop renewable energy resources just because they are renewable energy resources. Because if renewable energy resources did not exist, the next option would be for us to be without energy, or to import energy, or to end up with other types of energy that are even less welcome. And last but not least, we need to give incentives to small systems such as self-consumption, such as self-production or co-production. This is an important market which is quite developed in Europe, whereas in Greece it is still very much an unexplored country. And storage is also another dimension of the same problem, whose solution will improve things even further with regard to renewable energy resources. In big systems, because of scale economies, the systems become more and more competitive, but small systems require the support of the government. For example, in Italy we have the so-called super bonus, whereas which in 5 years actually provides a return on the investment that that individuals have made to create small production, small systems. Self-consumption and self-storage systems have to be promoted. Right now in China, and we should not forget that China, whether we want it or not, is the main supplier of equipment for storage and production. Right now in China, the situation is such that there is an upper limit in consumption in order to first of all to actually make let's say keep its own targets in view, since the production of energy from lignite and fossil fuels has been reduced. So right now we have a fall in production all over China, and a huge crisis on our hands, both in the sector of raw materials and in the sector of logistics. For solar panels, prices also are an issue, especially in the framework of call to tenders. But I still think that according to what we learned from Europe, the biggest energy players in Europe intend to have their projects implemented as fast as possible. And they're not interested in cost, because what they're interested in is to provide cheap energy, to keep the price of energy low, even if the price of production increases by 10%. anyway, the difference remains enormous. Let me give you a few numbers. Right now, a solar panel project which produces at 50 euro per megawatt hour cannot be compared with the price for natural gas that exceeds 200 euros per megawatt hour. The situation is really critical, and all parameters have to be taken into consideration. Thank you very much, Mr.